Good. So you were talking about bad woman advice, but my question is, how do you spot bad man advice?
Well, it usually comes from betas, right? Telling you to just be a nice guy or be yourself, or dude, buy her flower. Like the nice guy advice, if you want to find authentic, real, juicy, nice guy advice, go join a divorced dads forum on Facebook and look at the bullshit that they fucking pander to each other when it comes to my wife's not having sex with me, or how do I get my girlfriend back, or my baby mama's not returning my phone calls. And it's shit like, well, sit down and listen to her attentively, and whatever she says, say, I'm going to give 120% to do whatever you want, and I'll do the dishes, the whole chore play thing. That's bad advice from dudes. That's where you find a lot of it.
Yeah, just
try it.
Yeah, just like Ryan's about to say it right now. Just bottom line it. Analyze what you're doing. Are you getting sex for the time and amount of frequency that you're putting in effort? And if it's working for you, then keep doing that. If what you're doing is not working, you're not getting the good quality, you're not getting it fast enough, then you need to change what you're doing. You need to change yourself, change the way you look, change your fashion. This is like A/B market testing. Okay.
Yeah, John, you're bang on there, man. That is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. What's that? I mean, that's exactly like, it's just very, a lot of you guys who watch us are like smart guys. You're too fucking smart. And you just got to like make it very simple. Is this getting me pussy? Continue doing this. Is this not getting me pussy? Stop doing this.
And the more of those you get, then you got to start seeing advice, and you'll kind of have a hint like, oh, this jives with the things that already work with me, or it doesn't.
What I like to do is when somebody's going to dispense advice, ask yourself the question, do I want to trade places with this person? So if somebody's giving you the lyrics and lecturing you on what you should do with women, a friend of yours, a man, a guy from work, whatever, you're in the sauna after the gym or whatever, and some guy's, busting out the lyrics about do this, that, and the other thing. Ask yourself, would I trade places with this man? And if the answer is no, then you do not take his advice. It's really as simple as that. If you would put yourself in his shoes and happily do that all day long and be spoiled for choice, women throwing themselves at you, you drive a great car, you got a great job, you got the money and all that sort of stuff, then listen to the guy. Success leaves clues. Pay attention to that, right?
Most beta advice, like from other guys, when you're getting like this bad advice, it's usually a repeat, or this guy's basically parroting back what his blue pill teachers have told him, and he's giving you this advice because he feels like he needs to reaffirm that shit for himself. So when a guy says, "Oh, you need to treat a girl," when you hear what basically amounts to female advice coming out of a guy, you can tell that guy is, first of all, he's blue pill, and then second of all, you can tell that he's saying that because he feels it's his duty to police your thoughts. He feels it's because a lot of times when I hear guys giving blue pill advice, it's usually because I say something that is, I put out some sort of red pill idea, right? On, just casually or whatever. And then whenever I do something like that, and I'm not doing it in a red pill circle, guys will come out of the woodwork to white knight for women. And there's no women in the actual conversation. Yeah, okay. It's just me and like 3 or 4 other guys, right? Or it's a mostly male audience of some sorts. You will be surprised how many men will come out and say, no, that's not always true. Not all women are like that. And you'll get all of this, same NPC kind of bullshit. Oh, you must have been hurt. And it's all this kind of same stuff that you would expect to hear from a woman. Men give you that advice because they're trying to affirm that ideology or that idea for themselves, because you just put out something for them that has contradicted and conflicted with their programming. So if I say women are hypergamous, and here's how it works, they go, no, man, men are hypergamous, men are hypogamous, that kind of shit. Okay. Oh, they're gonna come out and try to find some way to counter what you just said, because with their programming, with what they've always been taught is the way that you should respond to that. Because all these guys, you'll be surprised, like even guys who don't necessarily go through the college academia side of things, but they will give you relationship advice based on what other people have told them from their women's studies classes. Okay. You have to do this. You have to do that. You don't want to you want to play equal. You want to be egalitarian. You don't want to, you want to be a supportive guy. All of this kind of shit. When you get that from a blue pill guy, it's that guy trying to affirm it for himself because you just said something that conflicts with his ego investments. And his ego investments are, if I don't do this, I'm not going to get laid. It's just like what Jonathan was saying. You will keep getting what you have gotten if you keep doing what you have done. And that's what these guys are doing. And they're wondering why they're not getting laid, but they feel like they better tell everybody this so that we're all playing by the same rule set, and nobody is. And they don't want to come to the terms with the fact that they're playing by one set of books and other people and women are playing by another set of books. But keep saying that, but keep throwing that out there. Keep policing guys. Keep repeating toxic masculinity. Keep repeating all of this stuff because that's what they've been taught by the village, by the feminine imperative to do. Because they have been taught that if they do that, if they identify more with the feminine, if they become male feminists and they give advice based on that male feminism, then they're going to get pussy. That's what they think. That's not what really happens, but that's what they think. So keep that in mind. When somebody gives you advice, like a blue pill advice, understand that they're doing that because they are ego invested in the idea that if they don't do that, they're not going to get laid.
All right.
Yeah. And it does take a little bit of practice to get it down right. But when you start to spot it, like one of the things that we do in my private men's community is we share a lot of this information privately between us guys. And it's like copy paste. This happened. What is your feedback on this? Is this good advice or is this crap advice? It's not easy to do, but when you get good at it, you're really good at it. I just want to acknowledge this super chat real quick from Troubleman313. He says the worst advice about women you will receive will come from women in your own family, even your own mother. I just want to share a real quick story because I had this guy once that was getting coached, and he was talking about how his grandmother told him, and he was basically taking care of her. He was the caregiver to his grandmother in her autumn years. She wasn't able to take care of herself in a way that you'd expect, but she told him explicitly, don't get a girlfriend, don't marry a woman. They're just animals without tails. And I told him, do you think that that might have been selfish advice because she has nobody else to take care of her right now and she wants to monopolize all of your time? You got to think about the source. When somebody dispenses advice, always consider the source.
Yeah, it's interesting. It actually dovetails right into what Richard's point was. Men are irrational in this regard. We don't take financial advice from broke people. We don't take fitness advice from fat people. So why are we taking relationship advice from men who don't get pussy? Like it's just common sense. Well, you know, this is the same thing with girls, right? They take dating advice from sluts, right? And girls never put two and two together. Well, my best friend Stacy, she's a matchmaker extraordinaire. She gives me great dating advice, but Stacy's a slut, and so are you. So the reason why women take dating advice from other women, from other sluts, is because that's the easy dating advice to take. That's the dating advice that feels good on your tongue. It's got a lot of fat and sugar in it. It feels and it tastes good. The dating advice, the real dating advice, tastes more like broccoli, right? It's harsh. It doesn't really taste that good.
It's not dating advice. It's rationalization device.
There it is. That's exactly what it is. And before we get to the next caller, I tell this story all the time. I actually told this at the 21 convention. My mom gave me terrible dating advice. And I remember 3 or 4 years ago, I'm on the phone with my mom and I'm telling her about all these, my exploits in Vegas and whatnot. And she says to me, she's like, well, Donovan, like, why are you using these women for sex? You used to be such a sweet boy, blah, 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 blah. Side note, my mom left us and me, my brothers and my sisters with our father so she could chase after a crackhead in Detroit, right? So she kept bugging me about why I'm using these women for sex. I told her, and I didn't want to tell her, but I finally had to tell her. I said, listen, when I stopped treating women like my father treated you and started treating them like Brandon treated you, my conquest with women drastically improved. And she shut the hell up because she knew I was right. That's how that goes.
Damn you, Brandon.
Yeah.
Hey, just to clarify a couple of things here. A lot of guys are saying, well, why even bother talking about this? Why bother saying, just simply don't go looking to women for advice in the dating market. The deer doesn't teach the wolf how to hunt it better, right? Yeah, you're absolutely right. And then if you get anything out of this particular episode, don't even bother with women's dating advice. However, I think that there is value in analyzing why it is bad. Why do women think that the way they do? Why shouldn't you go and ask women for advice? Why shouldn't you? Because a lot of guys, it gets me, and maybe this from the MRA or the MGTOW crowd, is just, it's like they think that they can't believe that guys would actually go do this. They think that it's so self-evident that, that that men shouldn't go looking for advice from women about women. Well, first of all, they think so because they think it's just simply not worth it. But a lot of guys think, oh, well, that should be self-evident. Why would you go do that in the first place? Why would you even bother? But you know what? There is a whole world of, 80% of blue pill beta guys are out there doing exactly that. In fact, there's guys that are giving female advice to other guys right now. So you need to be able to pick that out, and you need to be able to, we're trying to raise awareness, like on G.I. Joe, they say, now you know, and knowing's half the battle. Well, what's the other half of the battle? Violence. That's what the other half is.
There you go. I used to watch G.I. Joe, and my brothers and I say, knowing is half the battle.
Go, Joe.